What we're going to talk about today is how to build a hoop house. What I mean by hoop house is a temporary greenhouse you put in your garden to cover plants when it gets cold. Here's what we got. Okay. Cheap hoop house. This is cheap hoop house. Cheap hoop house. $13 each, approximately. Depends on what you have laying around and if you're a handy individual. Okay, the size of your hoop house is going to depend on your application. What do you got to put in it? Mine is 5.5 feet long by about 2.5 feet wide. I did that because I could take an 8-foot 2x4, cut it to 64 inches, and whatever's left over I can use as the cross member. For the actual hoops, this is 1.5 inch conduit, plastic conduit. It's cheap. It's flexy. $2 a stick, 10-foot sticks. If you need to make a hoop house that's 8 feet long, you can use the whole 10-foot stick. If you are doing what I'm doing with a 5.5 foot hoop house, I cut it down to 6 foot 8 inches. I do that because what's left over is 3 foot 4 out of a 10-foot stick. So if you do that twice, you can hook those other two together and make a third hoop. I'll show you how to do it. This is important. 7/8 spade bit, not 3/4, 7/8. It'll make a perfect hole to slide that 1/2 inch conduit into. You need some kind of drill, some kind of screwdriver I should say. This is a drill. You'll need a drill to drill the holes. And of course, tape measure. Some of the bigger things you'll need is some kind of saw. A hand saw will work if you don't have a power saw. If you have a power saw, congratulations. It'll make your life easier. This is a 20-minute project. Not even kidding. You'll need a few screws, little screws, 1.25 inch, and some 3-inchers. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, almost forgot the most important part. Plastic. You can buy this roll of plastic at Lowe's. It's 25 feet long, 10 feet wide, and it's perfect for this application. And it's 4 mil and it's clear. Alright, here's what we do. I'm going to show you how to build a small one like I did, not the full stick. What you're going to want to do is line your two sticks up side by side, just like that, with the bell of one sticking out past the end of the other one. You're going to need that because when we cut this, it's going to leave just enough. When you combine the two drops, it'll make a full stick. Okay, so I measured 3 foot 4, cut them off in the saw. Now when you take these two, what they do here, they slide right inside each other and they make one that theoretically should be, it's like it's just, that one's good, it's just a little long. That's okay. These don't have to be perfect. Here's the problem, not so much problem, but you got the socket. That won't fit in the hole we're going to drill. What I would do is just cut them off. You have 2 sticks with bells on them, cut them off. If you want to use the 2 sticks that don't have bells, which is what we're going to do, then you're good to go right as we are. One of the good things about this is it's for laying in the dirt, so you don't have to have anything specifically nice. You find all the knotted, twisted 2x4s you have laying around, and they're perfect. So I measured it 6 foot 4 inches, which is not correct. I measured 5 foot 4 inches. That's what I did. These are 6 foot 8, so they actually arch when you get done. I'll show you. Okay, our boards are 5 foot 4 now. Okay, there's really no right or wrong on this, but what I would do is I would mark 1.5 inches from the end of the board and center this way if you're not very good at locating them. But remember, it really doesn't matter. Here is an important part. When you're drilling this hole, you don't want to drill it like this. You will have a heck of a time getting that pipe in there. It'll go in the first one, but it won't go in the second one. You want it at a 45, approximately. Next key is don't drill all the way through. If you do, it's not going to hurt anything, but this will keep the bugs down and the crap from going up inside the pipe from underneath. It's about that deep. All 4 ends. Okay. Yes, this is my kitchen floor. No, I do not care. Now, we make something from nothing. Stick it in one end. Bend it down. Might be a little bit of a fight. Boom. Not only is it in there, it's got its own handle now. Get it in there. See, I didn't check the angle on any of that stuff, but you know what? They're not perfect, and it doesn't really matter. When you space them out apart, you'll never be able to tell. Now what we do is you decide how wide you need to go. How wide do you need your house? I'm going to call it 3 feet. So I'm going to make them 3 feet long. I've said it before, pre-drilling is the key to woodworking success. It will drastically reduce your blood pressure later. Trust me. This is what it's going to look like. So what I'm doing, I'm pre-drilling 2 holes here. Okay? So that I can screw them into this. You want to drill your holes so you have one in line here and one in line here, because you don't want to drill into your pipe if you can help it. And on my other one I put 1 screw in one end, 2 in the other. Plenty stiff. You could probably put 1 in every end and it'd be alright. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Yeah. Yeah, boy! Here's what we do. Measure our plastic. This roll is 10 feet wide this way when you undo it. It's 25 feet long when you unroll it. We are going to measure this right here. 24 and 23 is 47. 47. And we'll call it 33. 80 inches. So we roll out 80. A little lesson in cutting plastic. Put something wood underneath it. Get a nice sharp knife. Rip it. Look at that. It's beautiful. Now what we just did is we measured this way, right? That is what it's going to be, because this thing folds out 10 feet the other way. So let's do that. Now we cut this pipe to 6'8". This sheet is 10 feet, so we should have quite a bit extra. This is where it gets a little lax, if you will. When we're putting the end on, you just need something to roll the plastic up in. A piece of old trim. the whole purpose is roll the plastic up, and then we'll have it up against the wood, and we'll have something to screw to and hold all this stuff together, right? Before we do that, we want to make sure we're centered. We'll take this here piece of wood. I roll it up underneath the inside instead of on the outside, that way the water runs off when it rains. I got all kinds of extra on that end. See that? Now, water runs right off and it's gone. It doesn't roll into that wood pocket that you would have if you rolled it the other way. Remember that whole talk about doesn't need to be perfect? This is where you need to forget perfection. As Tin Cup says, perfection's unattainable. Got all kinds of extra over here. You're gonna pull it tight on the conduit. It's gonna sag in the middle, but it will pull the sides down later. You just want to get the end to end tight. Since this thing isn't square, plastic doesn't sit right. It's basically, it sits right in the middle. Then when you try to tighten that, and you get this big flap. We've all wrapped Christmas presents. This is the same kind of deal, only it's a little harder. You're gonna fold it under here like so. Try to get that crease in there until the whole thing's tight and looking correct. If you have a stapler, one of those hard click staplers, this will work as well. Just to, you can put a piece of cardboard or something over it to staple it on. I don't have a stapler. Here's what I did in the last one. I took the plastic and I tucked it up under. Obviously you're going to have to do something with it because the plants are going to be in there. You can't have the plastic flopping around. But for now, we're going to tuck it. The only good part about getting it real tight is it's less likely to get damaged by the wind. And that's that. What I would do if I were you, get this plastic, I wouldn't cut it off. I would tuck it back in there. See that? You can tuck it all the way around here and into that pocket, and then it's good and clean in here. Functional hoop house that might not be that pretty, but it works. Alright, so if you're watching this video on April 29th, you're probably too late. Because, especially if you're in Colorado, because it's supposed to be nasty tomorrow. And you missed the boat. Your plants are going to die tonight. Or should I say your plants died last night. These I'm going to use for my pumpkins. They will help me all the way into June because cool nights, even not cold, but cool nights stunt growth. That's the bottom line. If you can keep these on and keep the plants warm all night into the months where you don't have to worry about it anymore, you'll get massive fruits. The fruits of your labor will be immense. So check it out. Check out my other videos too. You might have stumbled across this without realizing I have vlogs. I got lots of vlogs. More vlogs than a sawmill. So if you're feeling it, if you're liking this, liking these videos, click right over here. Is it right over here? Right over on this side of the screen, there's a little red button down there that says subscribe. And on this side, over here, I think it's over here, there's a thumbs up button. Click that too. Makes me feel good about myself. Makes YouTube feel good about me too. And it also tells other people that you feel good about me, anonymously. And maybe they'll watch it too. So I hope you got something out of this, and be watching for the next episode. I gotta clean this place up.